Coming in at 150 pounds, 5'10", Claire Haire. Stay tuned as they answer no questions we want answered for the McMahon documentary. Stay tuned. All right, welcome to another episode of Claire Haire. I'm so glad you guys joined us today. So we are going to be talking about episode 1. I'm going to do my best to try to watch them in real time. There's only 6 total episodes. But basically, this is the moment we've all been waiting for them to answer no questions we want. Basically, this is going to be a 6-part series about Mr. McMahon, basically Vince, and his upbringing and everything that came to be all up until the 2023 alleged allegations that were settled out of court. So thank you for supporting me. All right. Welcome. So we're going to start off with his upbringing, which I knew about his upbringing, but I didn't really know. So basically, he never met his father, basically senior, Vince McMahon Sr. So he's Vincent Kennedy McMahon Jr., the second. And he didn't meet his father until he was about 12 years old. That's what they said. And then when he met him, he was just like, because he was basically living in a trailer park with his mom. And his stepdad did a lot of, I can't say it, but you know, nothing good with his hands to, yes, his father was not a good man, pretty much. And basically he met him, pulled him out of that, and pretty much had him as basically an intern right up until he started becoming an announcer. He was pretty much his dad's intern. And like, the thing about it is just that they didn't really speak about why he wasn't there. So let's go into the psychology just real quick. All right. Like I said, I am degreed, so I'm going to speak to my specifications, right? So from my general consensus, mind you, please go to a licensed therapist. I only have a degree. I feel like what happened in this act is that people don't understand that between the ages of 5 and 8 are very much very much children pretty much form their view of the world at this age, and they're the most annoying at this time. But between 5 and 8, that's pretty much like most people, that's when people pretty much are who they are, pretty much between 5 and 8. And I feel like for his father to come in at 12 years old, you're 4 years too late. So I really feel like it gets to the point where there's no way to truly form a relationship. Now, the people who in the back are going to be like, I formed a relationship with my dad. The 3 of you sit down, enjoy your coffee. We're talking about the majority of people. If you do not connect with your kid between 5 and 8, you lost them. Okay. I have on here as well is that with this developmental age, and his father wasn't there as a father figure, and the father figure that he had was pretty much based in violence. Can I say that? Okay. Based in violence. And basically, he essentially just wanted his dad's approval. And I feel like that really set the stage for like why he is the way he is. It really told me about like why he went on later on to do the things that he did. But it really showed me that because like from that age, like there's a level of disassociation there, because it's just like, I have to mentally go somewhere else because right now it's not safe. That's why a lot of people have a tendency to have more mental issues as they get older, because now your body's just like, oh, you're in a safe space. Remember all that stuff that happened to you? Here it is. So that's pretty much, I really feel like, not excusing his behavior at all, like throw him under the jail too. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I can say in that scientific aspect, I can see why he became Mr. McMahon. And there's a level of connotation in the words as well. Like the series is called Mr. McMahon. It's not called Vince McMahon. It's not called Vince McMahon Jr. It's called Mr. McMahon. As in, Mr. McMahon was this persona that he pretty much hid behind, because he couldn't find identity, because between 5 and 8, his identity was pretty much being violent. It wasn't encouraged nicely at home. So I really feel like in that same aspect that it makes sense how he can kind of dissociate it, because even as he's, and I'll wrap up the psychological aspect, even as he's speaking on it, it's like he's speaking on a persona. He's like, yeah, like you know, Vince did this, Vince did that. He never said I did this or I did that. Like, it's almost like he doesn't find identity in this. Like, he will never find identity because between 5 and 8, he wasn't encouraged to. Okay, so basically, we're going to talk about the rise of WWF. Okay, it wasn't WWE yet. So basically, as he took over, like, as the ring announcement, because I guess the person was asking for money, and Vince McMahon Sr. was just like, son, looks like you're up, you know. So basically he came an announcer. He wasn't good at commentating, and basically they were going to sell the corporation because it wasn't making money, because back in the day there was no unified version of wrestling. It was just like you had the Southeast wrestling and the West East wrestling and the North wrestling. Like, you didn't really have like there wasn't like a really united thing that you can see all of it on one stage. So there was very territorial, almost like war almost. Everybody was very protective of the territory, which makes sense. It's a small business. So business wise, if you're in my territory, we have a problem. So basically, his father said, I'll give you the company, but the moment you mess up, me and the stockholders are going to take our money back. So Vince comes in, Junior, he's trying to prove himself, trying to get his father's love. And he just starts with these different ideas of like possibly like, you know, stepping over the territory. Like, he definitely gives very much like his ambition. Like, his ambition was never, watching it. Oh, I'm choking. Watching it, like I said, this is somebody who's crazy. And, you know, there is a thin line between insanity and genius, but to go be so young and doing all this, like I think he was in his 30s doing all this, and I was like, ugh, scary. But basically he started getting attention, and then WrestleMania, that was pretty much to me, I feel like WrestleMania was the smartest thing he ever did. He thought about it when he was with his wife on vacation. And I have on here too, like when they started including Hollywood, like I feel like honestly it's no different than when these rappers go pop. Like, I feel like wrestling was so succinct and so small that like once they started going into the Hollywood, so basically they started including Mr. T and then Hulk Hogan. Like, he stole Hulk Hogan from a rival Southwest, or he stole him from Cali. And it was just crazy to see how, like, just watching it, like they started to talk to this Vince Sr. and they were like, hey, your son's wilding. Okay, like, you know, he's gonna be at the bottom of a river. I don't know, they like rivers, that's what he said, but he was like, he's wilding. But basically what ended up happening was that like he started just going to each person and each territory. Hey, you're the best wrestler in Cali, come to my company, I'll pay you more. You're the best here, come to my company, I'll pay you more. So basically what happens is that these people, they invest a lot in these wrestlers. So just imagine like you built your man up, and then some Hollywood girl comes and snatch him up and says, hey, I can give you more. I can do a split. You know, I can give you money. I can do this. And so basically he was basically taking everybody's boyfriend pretty much and putting them in his company, which is genius. He was like, I'm not being mean. It's just business. I was like, and it's true, because if I was running a modeling agency, I'm going to be stealing from IMG. I'm going to be stealing from Wilhelmina. Okay, I'm going to go up to for the best of the best, because I want to make sure I have this giant modeling agency that can make money. So it's the same aspect in that. So that's pretty much when WrestleMania, he thought of the idea. Basically, we're paying to watch. I remember begging my parents, like, I don't care if we don't eat, we have to see WrestleMania. Like, it was just crazy how much money like went into it. I have on here too that they started, you know, like as his stars rising, and of course they started making more money from WrestleMania 1 was a success, and then before his dad passed, Vince McMahon Sr. Said I love you and I was proud of you before he passed, and that's how successful it got. And then like the only thing about it is just like, of course, you know, as with success comes criticism. So people started saying, hey, do you have razor blades that you use to make your brain, to make more blood show, or like, is this real? Like a lot of these, like I said, like it's tied with everything. But I feel like overall they did a really good job of explaining that. And then I have on here too, they did SNL, they did like Tonight shows. Like basically they were showing a lot of FaceTime, because the thing about it is just like, which I don't understand with as a content creator, is just that it doesn't matter what you do, are people watching it? That's the main thing. Are people watching it? That's the main thing. Like you can have some of the best content in the world, but if no one's watching it, it means nothing. So they were everywhere, showing their face everywhere. They got Mr. T from the A-Team. And it was just, I feel like it was a really good, Hollywood effect there. So I would say my overall reaction to it is, first things first, I ain't here to answer none of the questions we want, huh? Okay. And go with the negatives, the positives. So the negative was that I feel like they should have called this Vince McMahon and the WWE history lesson, because I feel like I know more about WWE just from watching this first episode than I've ever known about Vince McMahon, but outside of looking up a Wikipedia. I feel like I get it, I get it, because Mr. McMahon is WWE, so I get the whole story behind that, but there was a lot in there that I was really confused on. Why are we, baby, we gotta stay on topic. Okay, we gotta stay on topic. There was a lot there that I wish would have been less in WWE, and like we just want to know, like we're not trying to ask him to go back there, because like I said, psychologically it's hard to go back there, but I really wish we would have known like more. Like we found out that he met his wife at 13 and 15. Like I think she was 13 and he was 16, so they were basically childhood sweethearts, almost if not high school. So that was nice to know, but I really wish they would have put more into it. And then doing that. All right, I have on here, where's Kurt Angle? Because I love me some Kurt Angle. I feel like with Kurt Angle, there should have been, let me stop. No, but seriously, I like the fact that there's a variety of people who are here to talk about it. Of course, no one current, because they're on the road making money still. But it was nice to, like, I felt like I was looking at my childhood pretty much. I saw Stone Cold Steve Austin. What? Like I saw everybody. Dwayne, of course, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Hulk Hogan. I was looking for Ric Flair, because Ric Flair is actually here in Tampa. I've met Ric Flair before. Fun fact, he's very tall, because I thought they was lying, because I'm 5'10" women's. I thought they were lying, but he's very tall. He was so sweet. He took a picture with us and everything. But what else I was gonna say? I just wish they would have had like more people. Like they had Taker on there. I was just like, not Mark, okay. But they had Paul Heyman. He was Paul Bayman, whatever dude he was. He was the person that was basically the manager for Undertaker. So it was nice. Like the little girl in me was just like, oh my God, they're in here. I feel like I was watching my childhood again. Okay, so I have the positives. His ambition. For you to have that ambition in the 80s, I gotta give him props. That's either he's very brave or he was very stupid, because there was just so much there that I was watching. I was just like, oh my God, give up. Cause me personally, I gotta appreciate his ambition. Now, everything else he did, like I said, under the jail. Like he did it. I don't even gotta watch the rest of the series. He did it, all right. But his ambition, crazy. Like he was not afraid to experiment, and he was not afraid to gamble. Like he's that person that goes into Las Vegas and he bets on purple. Like I'm just like, there's no purple. Why are you betting on that? Like he's that person that goes and then ends up striking big. Like that was scary. Like even like doing WrestleMania. Was also during WrestleMania was also like a scary idea, because it didn't make any sense for you to think that this is even going to make any money, because like I said, he was still rubbing elbows with the wrong people. He was still making enemies as he was rising to the top, going to other people's territory, stealing their best wrestlers. Like that was crazy to me. I also put on here as a positive was Vince's upbringing. I had no idea, because what I'm thinking, this is just what I'm deducing from everything. I'm thinking that he wasn't named Vince Jr. for a while. So like, I don't know. I feel like he wasn't named Vince Jr. for a while. I feel like he was just another name. Something gives me that like he didn't get the title of Vince Jr. Or there's another theory that I have that maybe the mom named him Vince Jr. that she would hope one day that he would come back and, you know, take at least her son out of their situation. But I really can say that I did not know his upbringing. And you know me, I'm very much, I'm a Wikipedia girl, go look and research, but I didn't know it was to that level. Like, to sit there and not know your father and know that he has money and he has you in the dumps, like there's a level of resentment that I wouldn't be able to get rid of. But that's just me. But definitely stay tuned for the next episode as Claire Haire takes over the Mr. McMahon Netflix docuseries. So don't forget to subscribe, share. It's Claire Haire.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.